I know it's been a minute, but it has been crazy. It's been a one-man show around here in the business, and I can't help but be kind of excited today. Weird morning because we don't have any dumpster drop-offs on the schedule, and we don't have any pickups. If you follow the channel, you know that's kind of rare. So when that happens, we take advantage of it. It's supposed to rain all week, and right now it's not. So what we're gonna do is try to take advantage of this opportunity to get some of the maintenance stuff done. I woke up early this morning. I've already done an oil change on the truck. I've already changed a couple fuel filters, but there is a lot that we could get done today. Quick update on the project truck. I know a lot of you guys want to know about this thing. It is getting closer and closer to being back on the road. So one thing we had to do in order to get these Alcoa wheels on was switch out the main drive axle. That was not as easy as it seemed. We had to get an adapter plate to actually get it to sit properly on the springs. Not only that, the brakes themselves were pretty seized up. So we got air to the brakes, but the drums were all locked up. Luckily last night, I stayed up pretty late. I'm sure my neighbors didn't like it. And with a little bit of persuasion, we freed up those drums. So we now just need to adjust the brakes. Then from there, we can take and we're gonna get a drive shaft made so it can actually fit this yoke, because right now that's the old small one, but we need to fit it to this bigger axle. One thing I still love about this truck so much is it can sit for weeks at a time, and then I just kind of come up to it every once in a while, just make sure she starts. She does it every time. So we also actually need to source a front axle as well, because there's really no good conversion to go from these Dayton wheels to a hub pilot with the bearing combination and hub combination that's actually on here. It's a huge ordeal, a lot of research went into it, but easiest thing we can do is find a wrecked F750 from like the 1990s to early 2000s. One of the biggest updates to tell you about is Keegan's back.
What up?
This mother trucker decided to leave on a 2-week vacation, which I approved. I was very happy for him. But as soon as he left, everything hit the fan, and it was probably one of the busiest weeks I've had in a very, very long time. And I needed to be 3 places at once pretty much every day. How was that vacation?
It was amazing.
Oh, yeah?
The best.
Must be nice to be a world traveler. Okay. On Keegan's way into work, I had him grab a couple things. We've got the grease that needs to be used. Grease this trailer. We'll grease that trailer. And we'll even hit the Mini over there that I was using yesterday. We're gonna swap a battery out on this trailer because it's getting a little slow. Before we get on the road, I'll make sure to kind of finish what I started last night, and I'll carefully torque these down to spec. We can't forget to put that government-approved pea water into our truck. Good. Need to get on the road and get some stuff done. So, of course, we have the Mini from the project I was doing last, but I actually need the skid steer because I'm gonna go run and do a favor for my pop. And of course, I need the forks on the skid steer to do it. That's not going nowhere. Woo! While Keegan goes ahead and grabs the forks out in the field there, let's go ahead and look at this storage unit build we've got going. A lot has happened. Long story short, the video I made previously talking about this building got to one of the owners actually. They were incredibly apologetic and explained that the people that sold me the building and that represented me during the process don't actually work there anymore. Unfortunate to hear, but it wasn't because of this actually. They had actually already been let go before that. Still, this has been a massive headache and I still need to make sure that everything is complete. The owner did say, you know, if I ever need anything to reach out and I could call her directly. So we're making progress there. Lesson learned though, if it's not a pre-drilled kit, I'm telling you, if you can almost get a drill press on site and do your measurements really well, you can save yourself literally days and probably hundreds of dollars in drill bits just by pre-drilling different brackets and studs and different things. I definitely say that's one of the biggest things I would do if I was to do it over again, is to pre-drill as many of the brackets as I can just to save time. Overall though, it is coming together. Two biggest things we have left to do. So we need to get the doors on, obviously. We have a lot of color trim pieces that need to be added along with the gutters and then the roof. After that, she should be ready. I know we've been saying that a lot, but we can only do this hours at a time because it showed up so much later than we expected that we're kind of doing it in between other work when originally we wanted to get this thing done months ago and set time aside for it. As much as I love the Mini, I will say we probably use this more than anything, especially now with the forks on the storage building. Obviously, we need to take care of all the gravel in the lot. I've got gravel at my house. I've got gravel driveway at one of my apartments. So there's all types of uses I have for this over my Mini, even though the Mini is way more fun to use. As the storage unit build comes to a close, one thing we're gonna do is kind of clean up the entire lot like we said before. We've got some CM6 gravel over there to fill in a low spot. We've got some smaller chip here to actually flatten everything out and pack it in. The transfer ramp actually might disappear. I had intentions of using that for combining loads. I honestly think we might remove it just to clean up the look of the property, and I'm not sure it will fit into the long-term plan that I actually have for the rest of this side of the property. You're just gonna have to subscribe and stay tuned to what we have in mind for that though. Let's go see what my dad was wanting help with. We made it just in time. They were about to haul all these bricks off from these sidewalks they're redoing in town to the landfill. Keegan's gonna go ahead and get the skid undone over there. But we literally made it by the minute. We were told we had till Wednesday to get these picked up. My parents have a historic home they're redoing and they're building a patio. So being able to find the matching historic bricks that are throughout town to match their house is kind of a big deal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna saran wrap these up, then we're gonna load them onto the skid. Literally got them by the skin of our teeth. Like I said, somehow they got permission to get these, but we're told they were going to the landfill on Wednesday. Today's Tuesday, and I guess we just basically rescued them from getting piled up in the trash. All right, that should hold them together. One big problem is this pallet is trash, so I just hope it doesn't fail, because that is pretty heavy. Piece of history. Luckily, we're only traveling 4 whole blocks. Nice and easy, forklift operator. Got him in here without incident. Thank goodness. We're gonna hide the skid steer here at the house for a little bit while we move on to the next thing we got to do. This house has been nothing but a work in progress, but my old man's literally doing this one piece at a time, the old-fashioned way, pulling it off and then replacing it. So that's what the whole house used to look like. And that is what it looks like now as he's redoing it. Old carriage house is really turning out nice. I mean, this used to be an ugly garage door. I mean, just all kinds of things have been improved on this house. It's gone a long way. Yeah, you remember what this looked like the first time they got it. Yeah, I'm not gonna show the inside, but the inside, the enormous amount of work. That used to be the garage, remember that?
Holy smoke.
Yeah, it's like a whole new living space.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really come along. All right, so if you follow the channel, you know that we also do shipping containers. So we've got the storage business on site that we're building, but I have a few of these scattered throughout town. And this one sat here for a little bit. You might even recognize this container because this is actually my OG one. This is one of the first ones I ever bought. It's a little rough. I bought it pretty cheap. And the funny thing is, the last time it was rented out, it sat at one place for over 2 years. We picked it up. It sat on my trailer. The next day, somebody said, hey, do you have a container I could rent? I dropped it off here. We actually ended up having to patch a small leak in it. And then from there, it's kind of sat here. The guy said, hey, I cleared out some room in my shop, I'm done. But I probably get a call every single month asking not to rent these, but if they can buy them. So what I think I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna load this up on this trailer, and then I might actually just sell this one because I've made my money on this thing a couple times. And we might start doing that more often. We might try to source a few of these a year and then just send them down the road because people want to buy them, they just have no way to get them delivered. At least they don't think they can. You can hire somebody to do it, but we might become that local option. Me, he was going to clear this ramp out because I think he used it to load machines and stuff in. But as you can see, the gravel's literally up to the latch. So what we're going to do is probably get it loaded, then we'll kind of clear that off and we'll get it shut. I've actually been eyeballing a couple other trailers, primarily made by Max D, that make loading these shipping containers way easier because this one, it works, but it wasn't what it was primarily made for. So like the battery isn't actually hooked up to the winch and the truck. It's kind of in its own independent system, but there are some really slick systems that if we were to get into this a lot and just start like reselling these and dropping them off every day, I would definitely upgrade this. The funny thing is, we have found a way to load these very similar to the way we do dumpsters every day. It just takes a little extra step or two, and it's definitely slower. First thing though, we get it nice and taut, and then I actually lower it so we can get the thing off the ground. If we get it pretty high off the ground, we really don't even have to use the winch. We can actually just kind of roll ourselves under it, especially since he had this ramp. I didn't want the whole bottom to drag, so this way we can kind of slide under it. Sometimes we'll just toss it in reverse and just drive underneath of it. Other times we'll use the winch. We'll reduce the strain of the winch by putting it in reverse a little bit. Like I said, not a super smooth process with this trailer, but she always gets loaded all right. I don't know if you made it. Good thing your boss is a monkey. One twist is what they suggest, 1 to 2 twists, so actually doesn't blow in the wind. That was a nice trick I learned. Hey, you made that one over. We're gonna snap a couple pictures of this thing and we're just gonna list it online now. Maybe we can get lucky, not even have to drop it off at the shop and have this delivered tomorrow or the next day. Logistically, that would be awesome. Man, I'm so glad I moved, but at the same time, the neighbors who can see my house and see me coming in and out of here got to be like, what is this kid bringing home this time? Luckily, my neighbors are cool, and I try to be pretty respectful, but we'll get this out of here probably tonight or tomorrow. Hopefully, somebody calls today and is like, hey, I want that. Oh, yeah, and I'm glad we stopped by the house because I saw my delivery came. Facebook marketing is on point, guys, because this guy got, oh wow, it's actually handwritten. Oh. Man, you guys don't know much about me, but this cause is pretty close to my heart. Yeah, this kid started this company, and I'm a big hot sauce guy. So this is really cool. But the kid's story really tugged at my heartstrings. You guys should look into it. Young entrepreneur, crippling hot sauce. The kid is not letting his ailment ruin his life. And that's funny, that's great marketing. It all came down to a B- that he got on a project for business. And then he started this company to prove his teacher wrong. Everybody has their struggle, everybody has their story, but don't let your struggle become your crutch, the thing that paralyzes you. Kid's a great example of that. We were actually headed to Home Depot because we need to get some more drywall for a project over at the apartment building that's getting flipped. And sure enough, I got a text message for a different item I have listed on Marketplace, so I guess I'm meeting that person now to sell it. Keegan's gonna go get a pick-me-up because we are, at this point, working pretty hard today. But it looks like we beat the guy out here, and this is actually what we're selling. This came off the Kenworth that we sent down to Texas to get some work done on. Man, this guy just kind of showed up with the exact trailer. That's not exactly what I want, but man, I think I don't even have to help them. I think they're gonna be able to load themselves. They got a dovetail in the back, winch in the front. That's sweet. All right, that worked out really well. Super cool dudes. They didn't barter too much. They got a little bit discounted from what I had listed. But the cool thing is, we don't even have to hang out to help them because they got what they need to load it. Practically the same type of trailer that we just used to load that Connex. I think they'll do just fine. Ready to go Home Depot?
Sure.
Thanks. I'm feeling like Miss Daisy. We're riding around in the passenger seat today. Okay, and about the Kenworth, I know a lot of you want an update on that. I'm kind of out of control of that. That has been sent off to Texas to a company to put something on the back of it. I promise you, based on the comments, a lot of you are wrong on your guesses. But I will tell you, some of you were spot on. But the majority of you,
Pretty wrong.
yeah. So, I'm really excited to show you that, but all in due time. Stay tuned for that thumbnail. Take me to my truck. Don't you dare stop! Throw up on this thing. Merry-go-round. I hate merry-go-rounds. Never realize how handy a dumpster is until you have one. I really live by that. Now, where did that Celsius come from? I don't drink those. Looks like somebody emptied this dumpster and didn't get in there and emptied out the cans. Tired. Back from vacation, lazy, living that Iceland life. You're fired. Let's check out one of my other nightmare projects. See what progress we have. Definitely a one-man show doing all this work, but it's starting to come together. It just looks so much cleaner, I'll give it that. Still got a long way. Let's see what he's got done up here. Okay, that's an improvement. This used to be ugly. We had that high wall that ran through the middle of the floor. Oh wow, we got the whole ceiling hung today. Yeah, that'll be nice. You see that it was a real wood floor too? Did I tell you that? I'm gonna have to tear that up. I think I'm gonna see how bad that is. See if it's refinishable. A lot of work still left to do here, but man, I hope once that drywaller is finally done, we can make some real progress. So despite not dropping a single dumpster today, and I truly cannot remember the last time we didn't drop a dumpster. I mean, even on a Sunday, it's been weeks, if not months. So it's really nice to have got to kind of slow down, get some much needed stuff done, maintenance on the trucks, and having Keegan back in town is awesome. I know he had a great vacation, but it was a rough 2 weeks. And even yesterday, it's the second day back. I got so much paperwork done. All my bookkeeping's up to date now, so it's a good feeling to kind of be running full throttle again. We're burning the candle at both ends, but hopefully it'll all be worth it. Next few months, we're going to see a lot of progress, I hope. So hope you decide to stay tuned. Make sure to smash that subscribe button. I hope to see you in the next one. You say bye?